Everyone, welcome back to another video. So in this video I am showing you a review video of Peely Base from Holo and also Peel It from Barry M. So they are both very different. Obviously they're supposed to do the same thing. This one is 12mm and this one is 10. The Barry M one was £2.99 and I'm just about to show you. Well, I think I show you what it looks like on the brush. I'm not sure because obviously I'm going to use it to paint my nails anyway, so you'll see it then. No, I'm not. But yeah, so Barry M is £2.99 and I got it from Amazon. I'm just showing you the bottle here, obviously, so it's more clear that it is actually a coloured base coat. It's slightly like a creamy colour, whereas Holo is clear. So I'm just using this palette as my background just because my table's really scratched and stuff and it just looks horrible. I need to wait for IKEA to open again so I can get a new tabletop. So anyway, here is the brush for this one. It's quite large. It's not a great shape, so it's not brilliant to work with. But if you've got wider nail beds, it will be really helpful because you can cover more space quicker. If you've got really narrow nail beds, it might be a good thing because it might cover your whole nail at the same time. It also might be bad because it's difficult to get nice flowy coverage with a really wide brush if you've got really thin nails, and you want to make sure that there's not really a lot on the brush as well because it might flood your nail into the side walls if they're so small. So I'm just popping this on, obviously these two nails here, so I'm doing one plain colour and then one with glitter to see the difference between removal of both and peeling it off. So I'm just popping the layer of Barry M on these two nails now, and then I will go in with the Holo on Holo Taco, did I just say? Holo Taco. I don't know why I struggle to say that so much, so I'm going to start calling it Peely Base instead. So I'm just going in with Peely Base now, and as you can see, this is a clear liquid, so I actually prefer it already, just because of that. So I'm just using this now to do the ring finger and the pinky nail, and as you can see, the brush is also very different. I much prefer this brush. It's longer, which I also like, and it's slimmer, so it's much easier to have more control and see what you're doing. So they're both pretty similar in terms of application, like regardless of brush. They're both really smooth polishes. They seem to self-level quite well. Like sometimes when you use a normal polish, it starts to dry as you're painting it on, and it just ends up, you just drag through it and it just becomes a big blobby mess. But these are not like that at all. Neither of them are. So as you can see, they both look really lovely and even. So the Holo one is dry now. It's been 9 minutes. I did have a speed, like a timer on to see how long it took. And yeah, 9 minutes later, it was beautiful and ready to apply. Obviously, I'm not painting the other ones yet because they're still wet. Just to bear that in mind. I was constantly checking to see if they were ready to use or not. So I've gone in with Popstar. I'm now just sprinkling over pink flamingo glitter. And then obviously I'm curing between coats as you normally would with gels. And then by the time I had finished these nails, the other ones were ready to have something applied over the top, like they were dry enough for application. I do show you a little clip where I've actually got some dents in the nail, well, smudges more like here, because obviously, I don't know if you noticed, but the Holo one was actually matte when I went to apply my polish on top, so it's really useful so you know when it's ready to use because it dries matte. The Barry M one doesn't dry matte, it dries shiny, so it's really tricky to know when it's done and ready to apply stuff over the top. So I did have to keep like tapping it really lightly and seeing whether it was dry or not, and obviously it wasn't because I kept making little marks where I tapped, so it was unhelpful. So I'm just going in here, popping the glitter on as normal, just doing everything I did on the other nails, making sure it's totally fair. So the plain ones have got 2 coats of colour and then a top coat, and then the other ones have got 2 coats of colour, glitter sprinkled into the second coat, give me strength, and top coat on top. I'm just applying some cuticle oil here because my hands are just really dry, basically, nothing to do with the actual test itself. And then I'm going to go in with removal. I'm going to tell you now that the removal of the Barry M one for glitter was atrocious, so just pre-warn yourself for that. I am removing the Holo Taco one first, which is peely base, because it technically had longer to stay on, because obviously it was dry quicker, so I'm doing that one first. As you can see, I did struggle to find like a bit that I could get underneath, but then I went to the cuticle area and lifted a little bit, and then it made it a lot easier. It didn't peel off in one go, but I wasn't expecting it to, because the glitter obviously is quite hard, so it's not just going to peel up really softly. But luckily, as you can see here, it was really easy to get off once I'd found that little bit that I could get my tool underneath. It's also not a good idea to use a metal tool either, so don't recommend that. It's not very safe. But I didn't have any cuticle wood sticks to hand. This one came off even easier than the other one, as long as, like I said, you can find a little bit that you can get up. It's really, really easy to remove. This one was an absolute nightmare. So this is the Barry M Peel It. It took me so long. I actually edited bits out of this as well, because it was literally the longest process ever. It was an absolute nightmare. I actually ended up giving up in the end with this nail. I got about a third of it off, and then my hand was starting to ache because it was so difficult. So that's obviously not good. So as you can see here, I'm just getting as much off as I can. My hand then got sore and achy, so I stopped for a while, and then I started doing the other nail and just filed the rest of this one off because it was just awful. Obviously, please bear in mind that these products are not made for having gel polish on top or acrylic or anything other than normal polish. That's what they're made for. So this review isn't testing them for what they're made for. Please bear that in mind. So it's not really the best like way to review it basically, but this is what I'd bought them for, so I wanted to review them for how, like, what I'd bought them for basically. This one was much easier, much easier, so I definitely will use this Peel It, but only for normal polish designs, not any like extras on top that would need a lot of layers and thickness and stuff. It wasn't easy, but it was much better. Just wanted to mention price point again. Obviously it is more expensive technically for Holo Taco to get to me because I'm in the UK and it's not made over here, so import fees are included, but it's one of those things where if you spend over a certain amount of money then you get free shipping, so it's sort of worth it for that. But I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope it helps you make your decision. Bye.